Imagine this. You're walking down a long, empty road. The sun is hot. The path feels endless. And there's this silence in the air that almost makes you nervous. That's the scene where one of the most powerful stories Jesus ever told begins. It's the story of a man traveling alone and the surprising person who saves his life. A man was making his way from Jerusalem down to Jericho. Now, this wasn't a nice stroll in the park. This road was famous for being dangerous, narrow, rocky, and full of places where bandits like to hide. People back then compared it to walking through a bad neighborhood at night, and sure enough, it happens. Out of nowhere, a group of robbers jumps him. They beat him, strip him of everything, and leave him bleeding by the side of the road, alone. If you can picture that, someone lying helpless on the ground, you can feel the weight of the moment. Now here comes a flicker of hope. Someone is approaching. It's a priest, a religious leader, the kind of person you'd expect to stop and help, right? But when he sees the man, he crosses to the other side of the road and keeps walking. Maybe he was afraid. Maybe he didn't want to get involved. Maybe he thought, not my problem. Either way, the man is still lying there, alone. Soon after, another man comes by. This one's a Levite, also someone respected in the community. You'd think, okay, this has to be the one who helps. But no. He also avoids the injured man and walks past. And now the story starts to sting a little. Two people who should have cared, didn't. Then Jesus adds a twist no one expected. A Samaritan comes down the road. Now, back then, Jews and Samaritans didn't get along at all. They avoided each other. They argued over religion, culture, and history. Honestly, if anyone had an excuse to walk away, it was him. But he doesn't. The Samaritan sees the man and his heart fills with compassion. He doesn't stop to think about differences. He doesn't calculate the cost. He simply kneels down beside him, cleans his wounds with oil and wine, and bandages them up. Then he lifts the man onto his own donkey, takes him to an inn, and cares for him through the night. The next morning, he even pays the innkeeper, enough for days of care, and says, "If it costs more, I'll come back and cover it." When Jesus finished telling this story, he asked a simple question. Which of these three was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers? The answer was obvious. The one who showed mercy. And Jesus replied, "Go and do the same." That's the heart of it. The Good Samaritan wasn't about titles, or who looked religious, or who people expected to be the hero. It was about compassion in action. A neighbor isn't just the person who lives next door. A neighbor is anyone who needs us, and anyone we choose to love, even when it's inconvenient, uncomfortable, or unexpected. So maybe the story isn't just about a man on a dusty road 2,000 years ago. Maybe it's about us today. It's about slowing down enough to notice the people around us. The coworker who feels invisible, the friend who's hurting but won't say it out loud, even the stranger whose story we don't know. The Good Samaritan reminds us that love, real love, doesn't just feel something, it does something. And that's a story worth carrying with us every day.